All right, good morning. It's the Lord's Day. All glory to God. It is Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Sunday, the 3rd. All right, so all glory to God. We'll start that off first. Hold on a minute. I need to write something in my checkbook before I forget. All right. Okay, the murder of them four people in Tennessee. They caught one guy, African American descent, uh, helping this guy. Now, this guy could have changed, folks. You know, some of our face recognition's popping off on some of these people. He might have changed. When did this murder really occur? I don't know, because we've seen them run old cases that were cold cases like they were new. So I don't know when or where. Maybe this guy they're looking for has brothers. I've seen a couple people say that he looks like Shelby Shell. Uh, in that Northwest Tennessee murder, the guy drummer or whatever his name is that they're looking for. So could it be he's got family members? It could be. He could have changed, right? Dramatically, lost weight, whatever, grew his hair out. So keep an eye out for him. He's still on the run, but they're picking up a bunch of his buddies. I think they picked up a couple people at the apartment complex out there. So it's going on. What are we seeing here? Well, I think the government don't have no control, or the United States government is actually uh, using these gangs and terrorist organizations to create chaos, madness, or whatever to divert the American citizen away from the truth. Coffee tastes good this morning. And thank God the coffee pot is working. So let's watch a little bit of JLR's covering some of it. And it just seems like, yeah, it's probably gang affiliated or probably something even worse. Oh, dang it. Why did I do that? I threw JLR's channel in the chat. Well, they like them Audis and the rich cars.
Johnson. I don't know who that is. Let's see a little bit about who this guy is. Studied at Northside High School, Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee, originally from Folkston, Georgia. Male, identified as single, and looks like he likes a bunch of football and football. Looks like football and NBA. Now, let's go back a little bit. Let's look at some photos on this guy. Oh, look at the first person that pops up on his friends list. Austin Drummond. Yes, the prime suspect in the murders of 4 people in Tennessee. The man that's wanted. Oh, very first person on his friends list pops up right here. Wow. Now let's scroll down. Let's look at some photos. Oh, look at this guy. Accessory after the fact. Helped Austin Drummond in some capacity. What was that capacity? Getaway driver, going up there in Lake County to help him dispose of things, pick them up, drive the Audi, help. What's going on here, folks? What is going on here? Look, this person's not very kind, is
Well,
she?
we're not sure what's
Viewer
going on.
discretion is advised.
It's
Let's
possible.
scroll on.
It's possible the one guy didn't have. The one guy might be dead. This drummer guy might already be dead. If he's running with all these gangs or whatever, it's very well possible that maybe that dude Austin, drummer or whatever his name was, didn't commit the murders at all. It was made to look like that. Well, it's possible. It's possible. They're saying he lured the 4 family members to their death. Now, does that mean he was the one that got him to show up somewhere, or took him somewhere and someone else did the murders? Or did he lure them there? Someone did the murders, and after they killed them people, they ended up killing this drummer dude, and he might be somewhere in the ditch somewhere on the side of the road. That's also possible.
Let's see what we got. He's flaunting alcohol. Flaunting alcohol on the steps, on the stoop. What else we got here? Look at this guy. Here he is. Arrested. Held. Who is this guy? God's child. Calls himself God's child, but wants to help a murderer, an habitual criminal. Imagine that. Look at the hypocrisy there. Look at the hypocrisy there. So what is this guy? A gang member? Is this gang stuff? What is this?
Yeah, that's gang stuff.
What is this? Oh, and he has an Audi too. He has an Audi too. Also was driving a white Audi. That's an Audi. These are Audi guys. Oh, he has a significant other? Well, not no more. He's going to be going to prison for a long, long time. Who are these guys? Does any of these guys know where Austin Drummond is? Did anyone else help? Look, and he got a cross. Oh, goodness. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, man, folks. Know the face. What type of accessory after the fact that this guy...
No, let me see what else I can see on this. Well, it would make sense that they're all connected.
First, we offer overnight
It's all
boarding.
gang
Your pet will stay
activity.
overnight in your sitter's home and not only be treated like part of the family, but treated like a
Drugs
king or
A new development in that quadruple homicides in Lake County. 2 men now from Jackson, Tanaka Brown and Giovante Thomas, are now charged with alleged accessory after the fact of first-degree murder. However, the search continues for the man investigators say is responsible for their deaths. Action News 5's Garner Montgomery is outside the Lake County Jail, where this alleged accomplice, at least one of them, was taken Friday.
Now we're looking
29-year-old Tanaka
with a
Brown
red
is now
stripe
charged
cord.
with accessory after the fact of first-degree murder as agents still search for their primary suspect, Austin Drummond. Right now, TBI is asking anyone with homes or businesses along Highway 78 to share their surveillance footage with TBI they may have from that Tuesday. Today, TBI shared this picture of an older model Ford F-150 traveling on Highway 78 in Dyer County. They believe is connected to this case. The manhunt for Austin Drummond continues this weekend, wanted for the murders of Matthew Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams. They were found dead Tuesday along Carrington Road in Tiptonville, while Matthew and Adriana's infant daughter was found abandoned
in Tifton. No, look at that adorable little. At least she survived. Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
In a stranger's yard 40 miles from the scene of the crime. I talked with some fishermen in Dyer County near where the truck was spotted. They say the case hasn't left their mind even during their day off on the boat.
It's a little scary. Like me and my dad were talking about last night. You know, it seems like more and more bad things keep happening closer to where we're from. It's a bad deal, and I hope and pray that they catch him and that he gets what he deserves.
I want him put behind bars just to, keep the heart rate down a little bit, just to know that he's not out there anymore.
We're just trying to have a good time, and we want everybody to be safe. But also, I want him to be able to be found, because he killed 4 people and left a poor baby outside.
Officials are asking anyone with information on Drummond to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. There was a $15,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest in this case. Meanwhile, Drummond.
I don't know. He looks like a couple people, a couple YouTubers. Is it possible he's that brazen, hiding right in front of their faces? I don't know. In the Delphi case, Mr. Doug Carter came right out and said, "You're watching these people, right? We're watching these people. They're right in front of our face on social media and everything." So, he was probably right about that too. So they could be watching us. As we're reporting on these cases, they're actually watching YouTube to try and stay ahead of the authorities or whatever. But yeah, it does look like a couple people. Now, is the government that dumb? I don't know. They might be. Either that or they're so far corrupt, they're telling these people to go do it. That's the only thing that probably could make sense. We're not sure.
There was a $15,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest in this case. Meanwhile, Drummond's associate, Tonica Brown, is now behind bars here in Lake County Jail without bond. Reporting in Tiptonville, Garner Montgomery, Action News 5.
All right, Garner, thank you. Again, Dyer County Sheriff's Office, they need your help in trying to find Austin Drummond. Deputies are asking citizens and businesses along Highway 78 from Dyersburg to Lake County to take a look at your camera footage anytime from Tuesday, July 29th from 6 a.m. until...
What's his height? He's 6'9"? 7 foot, 70 inches. That's 5 foot something, right? But on the one side, it's saying, I don't know. I think we've seen this before. He's just a little bit over 70. Is that 6'9"? This guy's 7 foot tall or whatever. I don't think so. Hold on, let me get my tape measure. He's like 5 foot something. 5 foot. Dang it, I can't find my tape measure. Oh, we're just going to Google it real quick. He's 5'9", 5'10". So he's 5'9", 5'10", somewhere in there. And he could have changed dramatically, meaning he could have lost a lot of weight. And he could have people that look like him, family members, whatever it may be. He could be dead if he was monkeying around with these gangs, and these African American dudes, gangs and everything. There's a good chance he's dead. Maybe, unless he was in tight with him or whatever, but I don't know.
To 4 p.m. for any sightings of the following vehicles. We're talking about the white Nissan Rogue, a black Dodge Charger, an older model white Ford F-150 truck with a red stripe that we just showed you, and a white Audi and a white Traverse.
So the
now,
guy
Action News
had
5 has
plenty
been
of
covering
vehicles.
this story since baby Westland was found Tuesday afternoon. We'll continue to monitor updates from law enforcement as they search for the suspect. Make sure you follow all of our coverage right here on our website at actionnews5.com.
When you're shipping something extra special, you need tape that's strong. Duck Max Strength Packing Tape is designed to seal the heaviest boxes safely and securely and offers instant quick stick for immediate hold. So you can rest assured that even your most prized possessions will be shipped and delivered in boxes that stay shut the entire time. Duck Max Strength Packing Tape. Maximum strength and stick for any project.
Dang.
Quadruple murder mystery involving a baby found abandoned but alive there. Hours later, the baby's father, mother, grandmother, and uncle all found dead, and police have named a suspect.
Give me a kiss, girl. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, Wes. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, baby. Give me a kiss, big girl.
She's so sweet.
Daddy love her. Daddy love you. And I'm gonna tip you over, big girl. Oh, you so pretty. You so gorgeous.
She wants a kiss.
You look like your mommy. You look like me, but you look like your mom.
She loves kids.
On July the 29th, 2025, around 3:11 p.m., the Dyer County Sheriff's Office received a call about a baby girl who had been left on someone's front lawn in a small Tennessee community about 80 miles north of Memphis. Now, a witness told dispatchers that a dark-colored minivan, or maybe a white SUV, had dropped the child off and then quickly drove away. The baby, still secured in her car seat, was found safe and later taken by paramedics. But this wasn't just a case of a child being left behind. It was the first clue in a horrific chain of events. That same day, investigators would uncover 4 bodies across 2 separate crime scenes. And the person now accused of carrying out this violent spree is someone with deep personal ties to the victims. But here's what has a lot of people confused. How does a man who just got out of prison less than a year ago, after serving 13 years for armed robbery, and who is currently facing an attempted murder charge, end up back on the streets? And now that same man is being hunted down for killing 4 people, including the parents of the baby girl found on that lawn. Now, before we get into the details,
I thought the guy escaped. I thought the guy was in prison, they said a while ago, and he escaped from prison. And then he committed these murders. The story will get all twisted up on social media. I could tell you that much. And there's a good chance that dude Drummer, whatever his name is, Drummond, Austin Drummer, didn't have anything to do with it. It could have been retaliation kill. If he was running with gangs in prison and he escaped and he did something he shouldn't have done, would they have killed his kids and family or whatever? They might have. That's possible. We're going to keep an open mind here because it's possible. How do they know? Without any footage or anything, you don't know. No, without any 100% guarantee evidence that he was the one that killed them. Anything's possible.
of the suspect in the manhunt. Let me give you a little background on the victim.
That 7-month-old girl was found stranded, strapped in a car seat in a seemingly random front yard. And a relative of all of the victims says that the family trusted the suspect. And again, he was close with the family. So it's
Drummond's girlfriend, his current girlfriend, is a family member of the 4 deceased individuals. She's a half sister to Courtney Rose. And so she would have been Braden, and Adriana would have been her nephew and niece.
911 call came in about the abandoned baby. The DA says there is strong evidence at the scene connecting Drummond to the murders. And this is not his first run-in with the law. He just got out of prison less than a year ago after serving 13 years for armed robbery. The DA tells Fox he also had several pending charges there, including attempted murder. So they believe, again, this man is very dangerous. And
okay, so you just heard that the suspect had close ties to the family, and the district attorney's office has now confirmed that connection. According to the district attorney, Austin's current girlfriend is actually the half-sister of Courtney. And remember, Courtney is the grandmother of the baby girl who was found that day. Tragically, her life was taken along with her 2 children and the father of her granddaughter. Now, one of the things you'll hear later in this video comes from a live press conference. One of the reporters posed the question that a lot of people have been wondering. Did Austin, the suspect, drop the baby off before or after the quadruple murders? Now, the authorities are going to respond to that directly during the press conference, so please make sure you stick around for the press conference. But before we get to that, I want you to hear the background on his criminal record.
All right, so it looks like they're all tatted up, right? They're all inked up. The one guy you can see he's got a tattoo or something on his finger, or maybe that's the chick. She's got a tattoo, and I think they have tattoos I've seen. Were any of them gang affiliated or anything? You know, the tattoos.
because a lot of people have been expressing frustration about why Austin was even out in the first place, especially knowing that he already had a pending charge for attempted murder, as you heard.
And that's where I'm confused, because when this story first broke, this guy escaped prison and he was on the run. So I agree with this lady. How is this happening? I don't know, but because when the case first broke, I thought they said he escaped from prison and was on the run. And while he was on the run, he committed 4 murders. Now, the story has changed. It will. It will. It'll probably change again, but yeah, why was he released? That's what these people are saying when he had another charge coming. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
So first, you're going to hear the district attorney's office explain how that happened. Then later in the video, I'm going to play a portion of his parole hearing from when he was incarcerated. So that'll also give you a better look at his disciplinary history and how he was evaluated prior to him being released on parole.
Had charges, inside and outside his time in prison. During his sentence, Drummond racked up additional charges, some violent like attempted first-degree murder, various drug charges with intent to sell or deliver in a penal facility, and possession of a weapon. Drummond was originally locked up on an aggravated robbery charge out of Madison, but Goodman says he was released after serving his time.
Stupid commercials. Although I want to get this game. It looks pretty cool.
He served the entire sentence. So he flattened that sentence. So there was no probation or parole for him to be on. So he was released from the Department of Corrections. Once that happens, he had these new charges pending from where it occurred inside the prison. But once that happens and he's released, it's no different than anyone else who's on the street and receives a charge.
Now, as I said earlier, Drummond was already out on bond for the charges that he received while in prison, and we were told by Goodman that he even appeared in court.
Okay, so as you just heard from the district attorney's office, the reason why Austin is out is because there was an incident in prison where it was alleged that he committed a murder. He was already in prison when that incident happened, of course, and he had served his 13 years out flat. Because he served out his 13 years, then when this incident happened, they charged him. For whatever reason, although it was a murder charge, they allowed him to have a bond. He was able to post that bond and he was released, and he has appeared in a subsequent hearing related to that charge. So they saw it as, he had a bond, he met the conditions of the bond. So moving forward, now there's been a lot of
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at this guy. Now, this ain't the guy. This is the guy that's the father of this baby. But if you notice something, this guy's hands are all bruised up, his knuckles. And he's got a massive cut right here on the side of his hand. Now, I don't know if any of these tattoos are gang related. But it looks like this guy was doing something or punching on something or doing something, because it looks like he's got 2 swollen knuckles and he's got a massive cut on the side of his hand here. So maybe these guys were into something as a big crew and somewhere it went wrong, or maybe the gang on the inside, whoever he killed, on the inside, might have got word of who his family was, or and they retaliated. That's possible also. But this photo here looks very suspicious, where he's got, whoever this guy is, I think this is the father of the baby. He's got bruised knuckles and a massive cut right there. That looks like it's healing up. It's fresh, but it's starting to heal up. So that's pretty interesting. What were these guys into? Is a question, really. And now remember, this guy on the run, he could change his appearance. All this might be stressful on him, and he's lost weight.
Talk online and
grew his hair
speculation
out.
about whether or not this incident could potentially be related to drugs or anything else. And they are going to address this in this press conference. Additionally, they say that there was an act there to let them know that he is human, that he may have, there may be some hope to appeal to him, to get him to turn himself in. And the reporter is going to pose the question, well, what act demonstrated to you that, you know, he does have some type of remorse for what he did and or allegedly did, right? Because they said that they want him to turn himself in, but they said that there is evidence linking him there. So listen to this press conference. I will say it's not the best on the visual, but the audio at different points, it may cut out. And if it do, please just be patient. I'm going to listen with you, but it should immediately start to pick up. And some parts I had to cut out. It's not on my end. It's on the end that it was recorded from.
Sutton is here to speak on behalf of Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery and Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Fox. And we also we'll hear from Deputy Chief Derek Tisdale with the Jackson Police Department. First, we're going to have Director Roush come and speak with you and give you some updated information on the investigation.
Thank you, Kim. And thank you all for being here with us this afternoon. Let me begin by expressing our condolences to the families of these victims. James on edge. I can assure you that state, local, federal agencies have been working around the clock since Tuesday when we were notified of this incident, that we are working to determine all the facts of the case and to bring the identified individual, Austin Robert Drummond, and to determine what he may know about this tragic incident. This investigation began at the request of 29th District Attorney General Danny Goodman. I can tell you that our authorities, local, state, and federal, have been working on this since we got this call. The last confirmed sighting of the individual who is the suspect in this case at this time and is now wanted was on Wednesday in Jackson. The victims were discovered on Tuesday, July 29th, in a wooded area along Carrington Road in Tiptonville. Based on what we know at this time, we do not.
How many Tiptonvilles are there? I know there's a Tiptonville, Georgia, but they're saying there's also a Tiptonville, Tennessee. Ain't that crazy how there's different same names of towns and everything, but in different states or whatever? It's like someone was telling me, what do you think of the Mandolin effect? It's almost like, and if you look at some of the names of these towns, there's the same names of these towns in other countries. That's freaky. That's pretty freaky if you ask me.
I believe that this was a random act of violence. It appears, with all the information that we have, is that this was a targeted incident. This is why I think it's critical for us to reach out and appeal to Austin and those who may be assisting him to turn himself in, or for them to call us and let us know where he is so that we can bring him in to question him about what took place. We know, frankly, that based on information of the incident, that while this was an extremely tragic and violent event, that there was a sign of compassion, if you will, that we know happened, that tells us that there's a possibility that Austin may have.
All right, I'm going to tell you, if these police are thinking that he has compassion or whatever, if they're using him dropping the baby off as compassion, are they nuts? Are they? That ain't. He didn't want a baby. He was on the run, or these people were on the run. They didn't want to have to take care of a baby. Baby draws attention, right? Baby draws attention. You don't want attention because they're looking for the baby, right? The baby was the only one that wasn't there at the murder scene. So I don't think it's compassion at all. What I think it is they didn't want to take care of a kid. So they dumped the kid before they went on a run. I mean, that makes sense to me. Yeah, the kid's screaming, the kid's hungry, you got to change its diapers. You got to do you got to feed the kid every 3 times a day or whatever, or whenever it's hungry. Was it on breast milk? It draws attention. So these authorities saying, well, we think he's got some compassion. If that's what they're thinking, no. In the situations he's in, they didn't want to take care of a kid. They didn't want to get charged with trafficking children or a kidnap of a child. So they dumped the kid. And that makes sense to me. They're going to get him on 4 murders. You don't want to get him on trespassing too. Or not trespassing, but trafficking or kidnapping a young kid. So they dump the kid. If they do get nabbed, it's going to be for the 4 murders, right? Because they dumped the kid. They didn't have the kid. They didn't kill the kid, whatever. I mean, it might be compassion if some of these people look at it that way, but I don't see that. I just think that the kid was a burden. And when you're on the run, the last thing you want is a burden or something that's going to draw attention to you.
A sense that that there is hope for him to be able to come in and have a conversation about what happened. And because of that, we're asking him to give us a call. Let's pick you up or bring yourself in. Find a legal representative and come by and sit down and have a conversation about what happened. We recently have discovered the vehicle that he was last seen in. The information has now been put out to the public in the area where it was discovered. Last seen driving a white 2016 Audi A3 and that had damage on the vehicle. That vehicle was recently discovered on the dead end of MCO Road. That's Mike Charlie Oscar Road here in Jackson. Law enforcement has put out a notification to those in that area to lock their doors and be alert. And they will notice a large police presence in that area, and for them to stay aware and stay safe and to call immediately to 911 if they see this subject, or if they see anything challenging.
You know what else is suspicious? Is this guy's got money. He's driving around in Audis. Every photo you see with him, he's in a different beautiful home or something, or beautiful place. Where's he getting all this money? If he's been behind bars for 13 years, right? Where are all these photos coming from? Does this dude even look like what he looks like anymore? And I don't understand it. Where's all this money coming from? He's driving an Audi. He had like 4 or 5 different vehicles, they said. So it's obvious he's into no good. Or we don't know his profession of work, but he's been in prison for 13 years, from what they're saying. It might be something demonic or something. I don't know. I have no idea. And the reason face recognition is going off and people are saying, this guy looks like that guy. This guy, Drummer, whatever his name is, he might have family members. Or there might be doppelgangers out there that look like him, and that's what's sending the face recognition to determine whether it's him or not. But yeah, he might be, like the police are saying, right underneath our noses and watching social media. Now, why else would they put that out? For him to turn himself in? No, just get yourself legal. Come in and talk to, us about it or whatever. Well, he's already wanted. As soon as he steps in that police department, he's going to get arrested for the charges of murder behind bars. So I don't know what they're trying to do, but it might be a technique that I haven't butter him up or whatever. Maybe. But everyone should be locking their doors, folks. Even when you're home, during the day, you should have your doors locked. Always. And your windows. I mean, you can have your windows open if it's a real hot day, you're airing out, whatever, But be aware that someone could try getting in. And always lock your windows at night.
Or concerning. There have been charges filed through the Attorney General's, through the District Attorney General's office. 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond has warrants for 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, dangerous felony, and he.
What did he do 13 years for behind bars? You're telling me he did 13 years behind bars and killed these 4 people after he got out? Or what's he wanted for behind they're saying he killed someone while he was behind bars. Did he order these hits on these people and they killed him for him while he was behind bars? And he gets out of prison and now they find out that he was the one that ordered the hit or lured them there. This is very interesting.
Is considered armed and dangerous. This is why we're advising the public not to engage with him, to call us if you see him, if you have information about his whereabouts, to reach out through the 1-800-TBI find line in conjunction with the U.S. Marshals. put a $15,000 reward for information leading to his arrest and conviction. And so we ask those who may know something about this case to please reach out and call law enforcement. I do want to thank our partners. This has been an absolutely difficult few days here in the area, Lake and Dyer and here in Jackson.
Well, I could tell you this much. I don't think the guy is just going to stroll into your police department and say, "Here I am." I just don't think it. You'd have to throw something out there on the table to get it to where someone that does something like this, wanted, just got out of prison, supposedly 13 years he did. I don't think this guy's going to just come in and, yeah, it's Austin Drummer here, come to talk to you guys. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I could be wrong, but I really don't think the guy's going to come knocking at the police door, turning himself in. He's probably dead. That's what I think. Gone. Word got out. He's also one of the victims, right? Especially if he was rolling with these African-American gangs. They'll kill you quicker than shit. Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I'm trying to find out. Did the guy commit the murders behind bars? They couldn't solve the case. He gets out of prison. They either pop a couple guys and they rat, or they had evidence of him being there, and they couldn't connect it, and they released him, and he's wanted now. Or did he get out and do this, and they're expecting him now just to come knocking on the door? Yeah, I was on social media news, and I just seen that you guys were looking for me. And for one, he did a straight time, so he's got no probation. He don't have to check in anywhere because he did a straight time. So he was free. He was free. Now, a lot of people are complaining and asking, why did they let this guy out in the first place if he had charges coming while he was behind the bars? I don't know. Sometimes the justice system makes mistakes. We've seen them let stone cold murders out by accident. Why? Because these prisoners acted like they were the people that were being released. There was a couple cases I watched where they actually, the guy impersonated someone else and got out of prison.
It's been a difficult few days, and I want to thank our partners. There has been an amazing response from many authorities in this, and I'll mention a few. This is not a comprehensive list, but there are a few that I want to mention and thank for their dogged determination in this investigation. It includes our folks with Lake County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Avery, Dyer County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Fox, the Crockett County Sheriff's Office, Dyersburg PD, Tiptonville PD, of course, Jackson PD. Also on the state side, we've had TWRA, the Highway Patrol, state parks, and of course, the District Attorney's Office from the 29th.
Do you have a car? And do you have a clean driving record? Did you know you could pay as low as $19 a month in car insurance? How? It's super easy. Click below.
To
I'm gonna have to check
come
that
to
place
us
out.
and tell us what
$19 a
happened.
month.
Right? Let us work through this and figure out what happened so that we can bring some resolution to this.
I don't know. Good luck. I wouldn't be waiting for him to come knocking at the police door in Tifton, Tennessee. But I'll let you folks. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Do your jobs. But I'm not holding my breath. And the manhunt continues. And this guy might already be dead. He already might. You might want to. You might want to look in the woods or something out there, because he himself might be a victim to these big baller shot callers. Right? He did have a bunch of African American friends on his Facebook and everything. I was over on Facebook checking it out. So there's a lot of stuff over there on Facebook too. So it could be. He could be. Or he's on the run and he's changed his whole thing up. Hell, he could be in this little, excuse my language, Lord. He could be in this little town. He could be anywhere. Let's skip forward a little bit. What are we at here on time? All right, we're almost at an hour.
Investigation that we won't get into at this time.
All right, so it looks like this guy has changed, right? Here's side-by-side composites, photos of him. So it looks like either he's losing some weight in this one. They could be twins. He could have a brother. Numerous things, but it looks like one of these are different. So one's recent and one ain't. Which one is recent? I'm not sure. It's like, you notice how all these dudes look similar? This one dude holding the baby kind of looked like that crazy that did Devil's Den murders. Pretty crazy, if you ask me. Well, keep an eye out. He might be right underneath their noses. He might be on social media. He might be hung up in a church. I mean, these people will, if he's got people helping him, and there's a lot of money, which there obviously must be a lot of money because he had 5 cars, and every time you see a photo of him, he's in a beautiful home or somewhere with money. So where'd all that money come from? And the big thing today in America is ripping people's whole lives off, identity, inheritance. That's a real big thing today in America. Real big thing. So it happens all the time. They could be doing something like that. And they got caught. Right? And the person that they were stealing from got justice his own way. That's very possible. But if they're running with the gangs or whatever, then there's a good chance he's dead. I wouldn't stop looking for him. But if it's what these authorities are saying, that he was involved in a gang, then yeah, he very well might be dead himself already. If he didn't off himself, maybe one of his gang members did, because it was getting too hot, the heat getting too big. You don't want people like that around you, right? That brings heat. All right, we are just about at an hour. I got to feed the squirrels, so I'm going to end this video and do a Lord's Day video and see if we can't get some footage of squirrels coming in, feeding. Man, it's sad. It's very sad. Why would you do something like that? I have no idea. For some reason, if this guy ain't demonic and he sacrificed all these people for his devil, why would he kill all these people? And they're saying this guy knew all these people or something, or was related to him, or friends with him, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe these are the people that ratted on him. Maybe these are the people that ratted on him, that made this guy do his 13 years. And he got out. Oh, he's 28 years old. He's only 28. Good God, what a crazy life. 28. I mean, is that what it is? These are the people that ratted him out. And he gets out of prison, or did he have him killed behind prison doors? Don't know yet. Very suspicious, though. Right? And he offs these four because they're the ones that ratted on him, or he feels like these are the people that ratted on him, so he kills them, or has them killed by one of the gang members or something. Possible. All right, ladies and gents, we are just about at 1 hour. I'm going to end this video. They have made numerous arrests in the case, so he is still on the loose. Keep looking. It'd only be an act of God if he comes knocking on Tifton Police Department's door to want to talk. It'd be an act of God, right? But other than that, I don't think he's going to turn himself in. Right? Not unless it gets too hairy. I don't think he'll be turning himself in. You folks have a beautiful Sunday. All glory goes to God. Amen. Thank you for our daily bread. Forgive us for trespassing. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us. Forgive us for our sins and heal us all in Jesus' name. Amen. I will be back with an outdoor video while I do some chores around here. Have a good day.